Hello everyone. First of all, congratulations to each and every student who have reached this stage and are eagerly waiting to sit for the interviews and be part of IIM Raipur. So we are from the OPEP club at IIM Raipur and are here to help you out to understand what type of questions and views that you may be asked related to operations in your interviews. So what is operations management? Operations management basically deals with the areas of management which involves designing as well as improving areas of scheduling, warehousing and inventory management of various business verticals. It may be areas related to design, areas related to inventory, areas related to further processes which reduces the cost of businesses. When can a candidate face such questions in their interviews? It may be an experienced person having work ex relevant to their operations field or any fresher who have shown their interest in various questions that have been answered in their interviews. So you have to understand each and every basic concepts of operations which may be related to inventory or related to supply chain or related to warehouse or any fundamental areas which will be further discussed.
Processes. Processes involves how inputs are converted into outputs. A company needs to know that how it's designing its processes so that it can work and improve the flows. Examples of processes are job process, batch process, flow continuous process. You really don't need to get deep into all these, but you just need to know the names about it. The second concept which we need to know is production layout. So the production layout talks about how a factory or a company designs various processes so that it can maximize its output. There are many ways you can design your production layout and which would improve how your inputs are converted into outputs. E-commerce helps producers and suppliers to connect with their customers, and even customers could use e-commerce platforms to order and also track their orders. And there are 4 types of business processes involved in e-commerce. It could be business to business, business to customers, customers to customers, and customers to business. Logistics. Logistics involves the process of sending the goods from the manufacturer or the supplier to the end customer. The main focus of logistics would be how we could reduce our transportation costs and how can we increase its efficiency. Inventory management is all about how we store our goods. The principal aim of inventory is that we can match our supply with the demand. In that manner, we can keep our inventory at a low, and therefore it would help us to have an increased cash flow. Six Sigma. So in recent years, there has been an increased focus on how companies maintain the quality and reduce the defects of various products which they make. Six Sigma is one of the philosophies which companies use in order to achieve this aim. You don't really need to get that deep into what all tools the companies use. Six Sigma is one of the most popular ones, and this would help you in terms of nailing down that you know what goes on in the industry during the interview process.
Now, we'll be focusing on key terminologies in supply chain management, under which we'll be discussing reverse logistics, just-in-time, turnaround time, FIFO and LIFO, transit time, bill of material and landed cost. So, what is reverse logistics? Reverse logistics is a type of supply chain management that moves goods from consumer end to back to the manufacturer or back to the distributor. So, it is basically a backward supply chain management. What is just-in-time? Just-in-time is a strategy in which supply chain partners move material right before they are needed. As a result, there is little or no inventory at the manufacturing site, and we call out inventory whenever it is required. And third is turnaround time. TAT is the amount of time taken to complete a process or fulfill the request. The concept thus overlaps with lead time and can be contrasted with cycle time. What is FIFO and LIFO? FIFO, it means first in, first out. As the name implies, this method refers to a process in which the first stocks which are produced and stored are sold first. What is LIFO? Last in, first out. So, the products which are produced and stored at the end should be sold at the beginning. So, now we will be focusing on transit time. Transit time is the time needed for a shipment to be delivered once it has been picked up from the point of departure. Now, sixth point is bill of material. Bill of material is a comprehensive inventory of raw materials, assemblies, sub-assemblies, parts and components, as well as quantity of each of the items mentioned above needed to manufacture a product. Now, last is landed cost. Landed cost is the cost of item plus all shipping costs involved that are related to getting the items from the seller to the buyer. Now, we'll be discussing some of the roles in operations and supply chain management. First one is project manager. Operations project manager is responsible for monitoring the performance of the project team and ensuring that operations meets the client's expectation and standards and internal regulation with maximum productivity and efficiency. Second, product manager. Product management strategically drives the development, market launch and continual support and improvement of its product. Supply chain manager. Supply chain manager oversees the efficiency with which the company's raw material and finished goods are imported, exported and sometimes even made. Now, procurement analyst. The role of a procurement analyst is to help with the procurement of raw material that are required to finish a particular good or particular product. Now, demand planning manager. Actually, they plan the overall demand. They drive the demand with forecasting and other tools available at their end. Now, global sourcing manager. A global sourcing manager manages the overall procurement or supply chain portfolio of a firm.
So I'll be talking about the latest trends in supply chain these days. So COVID-19 pandemic has taught us that supply chains must be agile. They must be capable of dealing with uncertainties, be it climate change or global trade issues. First issue is that they should be flexible. So elastic logistics is something that will allow a supply chain to shrink or expand as per the market demands. This will help in maintaining stability as well as maintain the competitive advantage in the fluctuating market. The second is using artificial intelligence, augmented reality and virtual reality. All these three have the capabilities and potentials of increasing the efficiency of a supply chain. For example, drones or driverless vehicles have quickly gained traction in delivery, warehousing and various logistics operations. Third trend that we'll be talking about is blockchain and IoT. Blockchain will provide transparency and visibility to the entire stakeholders of the supply chain, including customers. Internet of Things, abbreviated as IoT, also has a big contribution in supply chains these days. Sensors fitted across various components of supply chain provides real-time data and helps in taking more data-oriented decisions to all the managerial levels. Fourth trend that we talk about is outsourcing the supply chain. So these days, most of the supply chain activities are taken in-house. But now, future will see supply chain as service also being outsourced and various components of these supply chains being outsourced by the company. The fifth trend that we like to talk about is replacing linear supply chains with circular supply chains. So now raw materials, which their availability is uncertain. So in this case, the refurbished products will be broken down into their raw material forms again and will be reused again by various firms. Stricter government regulations and the need for recycling will push more industries to adapt a circular supply chain and reduce their overall wastage of materials. The last trend that we like to discuss is that supply chains are going greener. Even in industries such as warehousing, they're using advanced techniques to monitor their waste management systems, from electricity to water to each and every resource, and they're trying to minimize waste. So any trend that will help in reducing waste and incorporating of renewable technologies will be welcomed by any supply chain industry. Thank you. We hope that all the tips that we have shared provide some help to you in your interview process. We really look forward to seeing you at IIM Raipur. All the best!